Welcome to the QueenAmani Show, all the way from the Queen City. Here she is, QueenAmani.
Welcome to the QueenAmani Show, Season 2. Can you believe we're in Season 2 already? A year has went by. The first year in 2015 of the QueenAmani Show, and it's just amazing. You know, wow, time just goes right on by. So, I am just excited because, in Season 1 for me, I met so many wonderful people. So many people came to the castle to share their great stories of the things that they're doing around the world to make the world a better place, a more positive place. I had 2 missionaries that came on and joined me here at the castle, and they got to share how they travel over to Jamaica and Ethiopia, helping sponsor children and orphans, making sure that they have, something to eat and a place to live, and also just sharing, the love of God. And I thought for the great deeds that they do. And I met a great guy in the city here of Charlotte that has an organization helping foster care children, and he got to come on here at the castle and share all the wonderful things that he's just doing with that, with Project Care, and and then I got to have my sister actually here at the castle join me, and she's in the Army National Guard, and I'm so proud of her. She got to come on and share how, she just took a stand for our country to help protect everyone, and, and just the wonderful things that she's doing. She's in college, but she's also in the Army National Guard, and she got to come on here at the castle and just share, all the wonderful things she's doing with that. So it was just a great, wonderful season. I felt so blessed that I was just able to, have a TV show last year, and to be able to have such wonderful people come on and share their stories, because here at the QueenAmani Show, it's not all about me. I love to meet wonderful people, meet great friends around the city of Charlotte that are doing great things to just make our world a better place. And so I'm just excited with that for Season 2 here in 2016 now. Happy New Year, by the way. We went into a new year since Season 1 to Season 2, and so Happy New Year to you, and I do want to say, thank you for joining me here in the castle, the QueenAmani Show. And if you have a great thing that you're doing here in the city of Charlotte or just in our world, please, contact me. I would love to have you here at the QueenAmani Show as a guest to be able to just talk to you about, the wonderful things you're doing, because everyone can make an impact, each and every one of us, and I feel like really God gives everyone gifts and talents to use, and I would just love to just be able to talk to you and talk about how God is using your gift to just change the world, and I do want to say that here at the QueenAmani Show, this is a gift that God has blessed me with. I remember when I was a little girl just dreaming about having a TV show one day, and not really realizing that one day it would just come into fruition. I remember even one day when I was in the church, I was raised in the church and been in the church my whole life, and I remember a pastor actually got up and prophesied over me that one day I would have a really big TV show, and and I was just a little girl. I thought it sounded great and everything, and I believed in what he was saying, but didn't realize that it truly was going to come to pass. So I am just thankful that it has, and just blessed and grateful that I have this opportunity. It actually was a blessing that even at Access 21 that I was able to plug in to learn such great things about having a TV show, and to be able to make it happen. And so I'm thankful for that. And so I just want to take this time just to kind of share a little bit about me, a little bit about QueenAmani. I know last year was the first season, and here and there I kind of talked about myself, but I really wanted to highlight mostly what other people were doing, because that's just a big part of me. I love to give others a platform platform to be able to share, who they are and great things that they're doing. But just a little bit about myself so you get to understand me a little bit better. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, and you may hear my babies in the background. They are here on set with me. They're my babies, and sometimes it's like they've been wondering, Mommy, what are you doing? So I just wanted them to be able to be a part of this experience with me. So if you hear them barking and everything, just realize that they're just roaming around doing their own thing, but they're here with me today. My baby Cody, my baby Rocket, and my baby Chanel. And my son is, of course, in school right now. If not, he probably would be here with me too. But anyway, so just a little bit about me. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina. I was born and raised here. I went to school. Actually the first school I attended was at a Presbyterian hospital, believe it or not. My mom was a nurse for years, and I went to a private school there, and I actually was the only black child in my school. And it's funny because I didn't really realize it then. I think when you're young, you don't see color at all. And so then I didn't realize it. But, it's funny because I've shared that portrait in season 1 on my show. And I got a lot of questions from fans asking me about that and asking me about that experience, being the only, black child in my school. And I thought it was interesting that people would ask me. And, it never fazed me. And like I said again, I think when you're young, it's such a blessing because you just love people for who they are. You don't see skin color. So for me, it never bothered me. It's funny because now I look back on the pictures and I'm like, wow, just didn't realize truly that I was the only African-American child there, but, it just didn't bother me, and I'm glad that I had that experience because of that, I've grown up, and color just does not bother me. I love all people, and actually I love that everyone's different, from religions to nationalities to the color of your skin, because I feel like that's how I learn. I learn from people. And, if we all were the same, what would we learn? And so for me, I love that. I appreciate the differences. And so I'm glad that I had that experience when I was young, and I was different. I was the only, African-American child in my school at the time, at my private school there. But I truly am thankful for that experience. It actually helped me as I grew through school. I went to Myers Park Elementary School downtown, in a very wonderful, beautiful, nice section of town. It's just gorgeous downtown there near Myers Park Elementary School, and it was a great school. It was a magnet school there, and I received a wonderful education there, and went on to go, I would say my high school. I went to Independence High School, and I cheered there, and believe it or not, I ended up being the only black cheerleader there on the cheerleading squad. So I guess God was kind of preparing me for even that season when, back when I was in preschool, being the only African American child, because then again, when I became a cheerleader there in high school, it didn't bother me. I had already had an experience like that, and all of my teammates and my cheerleaders and my coach, they were all very nice to me, and it never really was ever an issue that I was the only African American on the entire cheerleading squad. We just all appreciated each other for our own individual gifts on the team, and it was just great. So so that's a little bit about me. And at Independence we were the state champions for years, and so I just have to say that. So I actually went to high school with a lot of great athletes that have actually went on to coach at different universities and play for different universities, and I've kind of followed them in their careers and such, and I'm so proud of some of my different friends that I went to school with. I'm so proud of the great things that they're doing, and actually, hey, if you are watching the QueenAmani show and you're one of my friends, and we went to school together and such, come on to the QueenAmani show. I would love to just talk to you about the great things that you're doing. I know one of my teammates actually, when I cheered there at Independence High School, actually on my cheerleading picture, and I shared that in season 1, 2015 of the QueenAmani Show. One of my teammates that stood right beside me was Chelsea Cooley. I don't know if that name rings a bell for you, but she was Miss USA in Donald Trump's pageant. She's right from Charlotte, North Carolina here, and she was Miss USA, and then she went on, I believe she placed 5th in the world pageant, and so she's done great things with that, and you know, her and I, we cheered together there at Independence High School, and I've just been so proud of her, and again, so proud of all the other great people that I call my friends and that I got to go to school with, and that never judged me because of the color of my skin, just appreciated me for my heart and for who I am. So, you know, just sharing that, and I'm so blessed that I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, my friends always joke with me because they're like, you know, you should be an advocate for Charlotte, North Carolina. You should go around just highlighting your city because you're always talking about it. I'm always telling them how I think they should move here because I really am a little biased. I feel that Charlotte, North Carolina is actually the best city in the entire United States to live in. You know, it is just fabulous. I feel like Charlotte is a melting pot here. It's all kinds of different cultures and religions and people that come from different backgrounds, and just in my neighborhood alone, there are all kinds of different people that live here, and I love that. You know, and also, you know, here in Charlotte, we're number 2 in banking. I believe a lot of the larger banks, their headquarters are here, and I find that to be fascinating. You know, there are just a lot of great things, a lot of, you know, sports. You know, we have the Carolina Panthers, we have the hockey team, the Checkers, we have the baseball team, I believe they're the Knights, we have, let's see here, oh, the Hornets, can't forget the Hornets, we have the NASCAR Speedway here. It's just so much here in Charlotte, and you know, actually here on season 2, I hope to get around the city just a little bit and highlight some of these things that are here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I also want to highlight some of the history here because I know that there's a lot of great history here that I want to learn more about here in Charlotte, and what makes my city what it is. And so I hope that, you know, you and I can learn together actually, and maybe even have some guests come on, maybe some historians if you're a historian and you have some history about Charlotte, North Carolina, and you would love to come on the QueenAmani Show and share that with us. Please, you know, you can reach out to me at the QueenAmaniShow@gmail.com. The QueenAmaniShow@gmail.com. Get in touch with me there. But stay tuned, guys. We have to go to a commercial, but we have some great things coming up, and we'll be right back.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Welcome to the QueenAmani Show. Thank you for joining us here at the QueenAmani Show in the castle. You know, if you would like to come in the castle and share your story of the great things that you have going on, make sure you connect with us at QueenAmaniTVShow@gmail.com. You can send us an email at the QueenAmaniTVShow@gmail.com, and also look for our Facebook page, Queen TV Show at Facebook.com. And we also have an Instagram page, and that's the Queen TV Show. So make sure you follow us there at Facebook and Instagram, and also send us an email so you can be a guest here in the castle at the QueenAmani TV Show. And thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the QueenAmani Show. You know, thank you for staying tuned. And today is the first day of season 2 of the QueenAmani Show. You know, can you believe that a whole entire year went by, 2015, and it was season 1, and oh, it was so amazing. You know, let me know what your best part was, or the best show that you thought in 2015. You can send me that information on Facebook, the QueenAmani Show. TV show at facebook.com. It's the QueenAmani Show Facebook page and friends and fan page, and you can let me know what you think the best show was in 2015 on the QueenAmani Show. But you know, here in 2016, here this season, we have so many great things to come. One thing I would say is we've been blessed that here on the QueenAmani Show, we'll be on once a week for half an hour, so you can tune in a lot more this season here at the QueenAmani Show, and we have a lot more guests coming on to share their great stories that they have going on and the great things they're doing around the city, and we'll be able to go around to a lot more places, and yeah, you'll just be able to just join in and have fun here with us here at the QueenAmani Show. But you know, I was just talking a little bit about myself, you know, and I just thought I would take that time because I know last season I spent a lot of time talking to my guests and the great things that they were doing, which I love to do. But I just want to make sure that you know who QueenAmani is, and you just really kind of understand how my views on certain things and why I feel like that's important. So you just really realize why the QueenAmani Show is so important to me and the love that I have for the QueenAmani Show. You know, it was always a dream. I did say when I was a little girl, and I was blessed with this opportunity to now have this show. And you know, I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I love this city. It is just it's just such a wonderful, beautiful city, and you know, so many great things that are going on in and around our city, and I really hope that we can highlight some of those things this season here at the QueenAmani Show. But anyhow, today, you know, I have my babies here on set. If you hear them, you know, barking and everything, you know that's Cody, Rocket, or Chanel. And today I actually have on a fur that was passed down to me and my family from one of my great-grandmothers. You know, her name was Queen Elizabeth, and my great-great-grandmother, I never got to meet her, but one of my great aunts made sure that that this fur here got passed down to me. And you know, when I wrap myself in it, it's almost like I can just feel the spirit of my great-great-grandmother, and she was just a wonderful woman of God. And I love to hear about her heritage and her legacy that she left in my family. And so today I thought I would put on her fur today, and just in honor of her, my great-great-grandmother. Her name was Queen Elizabeth again, and then she had one daughter whose name was Isabella Huff. And you know, and my great-great-grandparents, like I said, they were wonderful ladies. They lived here in Charlotte, and they helped to work in the church and build up God's ministry and just share the love of God. So you know, it's no coincidence that I just love God the way that I do, and I love to work in the church and volunteer in the church anytime that I can, because that's the kind of heritage and legacy that I and family that I've come from. And so, you know, today, and just in honor again of my great-great-grandmother, and whom I never met, I just wrapped myself in her fur today, and I'm thankful that my aunt actually passed it down to me. I'm very thankful and grateful for that. And I just love it. And I've been blessed to actually inherit a lot of great pieces from my family and my family's legacy and heritage, and I am just blessed and grateful for that. So you know, one thing I want to say with my family, I find fascinating that my great grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, she was the only child, and from what I understand, either she was a slave or her mother was a slave, something like that. And they had one child. She had one child, and by a slave owner, and he was a plantation owner. And from what I understand in my family, he was a very wealthy plantation owner. And they had one child together, which was my great grandmother. I want to make sure I get this right. And her name was Isabella. And Isabella had like 9 children. So out of that one, she had like 9 kids. And my grandmother, she was one of those 9. And, and it's just amazing to just kind of hear those stories in my family. I love when they share them, just about, the heritage and the legacy. And, and if you have a great story, in your family, something that just stands out to you, please share it. You can, share it with me on Facebook there at the QueenAmani Show, Facebook friends and fan page, or send me a message if you would like to be on the guest and come on and share your family heritage and legacy. I would love to hear it. I just love to hear great, rich cultural stories like that. For some reason, they just kind of warm my soul. So yeah, I would love to just kind of hear those things if you want to share those. And I actually have here my family's book. Every year we have a family reunion, which is great. And this was one of our books, one year that was put together. And it's just a wonderful book. It says the Phoebe Jenkins Family Reunion. And it just, got to tell stories of each person and each daughter and son and their family. And it's just such a great legacy, to have. I feel so blessed to have come from the great family that I have. Most of my family are in church and in prominent churches, and they help in the church to do God's work, and for me, I am just so thankful for that. I'm thankful for the kind of family that I have, and I'm thankful that they love God. I was brought up in putting God first, in everything that I do, and in all of my ways acknowledge Him, and knowing that, through that, God would bless me and bless my life. And one thing that I can say sitting here, I've been a true testament of that, God will bless you, even though, my life hasn't always been easy. I've been through some things, and some things I will share here on the QueenAmani Show, and some things I may just decide to keep to myself, because, there are some things that can be just so hurtful that they're just you never want to really talk about them. But there are some things that I have kind of received a healing through God, really, and I really want to share those things. I want to open up about some of the adversities that I've been able to overcome in my life, and just knowing that putting God first in my life and keeping Him first, I was able to push through those adversities. And I truly feel if I was able to push through adversities, keeping God first in my life, that you can. And I just really hope that when you watch the QueenAmani Show, that there's something that you can pull from this show that can inspire you, that gives you a little bit of hope, that lets you know that hey, if QueenAmani was the only black child on her cheerleading squad, or the only black child in her whole school, I can push through maybe a race ordeal that I'm dealing with, or if she got through this situation, or she got through that situation, then I can get through it. So I just hope that you can pull a little inspiration from this show, and I hope that it will inspire you, and I hope that we can laugh together this season and just have some fun. Life is too short not to have fun, and I just love to really just enjoy life each and every day. I find that the little things in life just really put a smile on my face. Like, you know, the days I can walk out of my house and the sun's shining and the sun's just beautiful, and I look around and I see the beautiful, you know, gardens that God has, you know, created, and I look up in the sky and it's so blue and it's just so beautiful. You know, those are the little things that sometimes I feel like are easy to get taken for granted, but you know, they just make me very happy when you stop and you just think of the little things in life, just the little things, you know, like those things that I had mentioned that can just put a smile on your face. So yeah, I just really like to pause sometime and just think of those little things. So you know, what's one little thing to you in your life that, you know, puts a smile on your face? Something that's easily, you know, taken for granted. Share that with me. I would love to hear that. You know, and again, if you have something great that you're doing in your life, or a testimony that you would love to share, or something that you have created and you would love to just share it with the world, you know, or something that you're doing that you would love to share, please reach out to me at the QueenAmani Show at Facebook.com. Again, that's the QueenAmani is spelled A-M-A-N-I. QueenAmani Show at Facebook.com. And you know, again, the QueenAmani Show is here. It's on once a week, so you can tune in every week, and you know, it's going to be a different show every week. And again, this season 2, we have such wonderful things to come, such great guests that's going to be on the show, and you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss these great guests, you know, because a lot of them are going to be here from Charlotte, and it's so many great things that people are doing right here in the city. So you know, you want to tune in so you can hear some of these great things and fabulous things that people are doing, and you may be able to connect with some of these great people and great things they're doing. So you know, definitely stay tuned for the shows to come up, and you know, and I just hope that you're having a wonderful day today, and that you take time to pause and think about just the small things that can just put a smile on your face. I know that sometimes life gets so, you know, busy and hectic at times, and even chaotic at times, but you know, if you just pause and you just think of the small things, and you just be grateful for the things that you have, you know, like today, I'm grateful that I can sit here and just even having this fur on me to pay honor to my family's legacy, and my great grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, you know, being able to just clothe myself in one of her garments today and know that she was a true woman of God, you know, and know that, you know, I come from such a strong family, a strong, rich legacy that's in my family. It just makes me grateful, you know, and you know, it's something about being grateful. It's such a power in that. So I hope today that you stop, take a moment, be grateful for what you have in your life today. You know, be thankful, and take a moment to pause and just smile for the little things that you have in your life that put a smile on your face. And thank you for tuning in on the QueenAmani Show, and check us out next week. We'll be here. Have a blessed day.